Welcome back everyone, it's FNHusa57 here. We are back on Neverwinter in Mod 9 on the Xbox One, and today I have another basic starting out video for you. So, a couple of people, actually a lot of you, have asked me where certain vendors are located in Protector's Enclave, whether it be the bank, auction house, mailbox, mount vendor, companion store, all kinds of things like that. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and make basically a map or a guide for Protector's Enclave. So anyone new starting out on PlayStation or on Xbox, doesn't matter, we're on the same mod, this will help you out. Now I have the overview pulled up. This is actually the map pulled up of Protector's Enclave, and this is the area that you start. Basically, once your character reaches level 4 and goes through a little bit of a tutorial, you come out right where my character is. So, you can see the icons on the map for postal courier, all the different shops and everything, but I'm actually going to go and show you where everything is. Bear with me for a second. This is about the area that you start, and you won't have a mount. I'm on my mount just so I can run around faster. So, the main guy that you're going to visit the most is going to be Sergeant Knox. On our way to Sergeant Knox, we're going to pass a couple NPCs that I just want to briefly touch on. And that's going to be the Guild Register and the Guild Banker. Now, you won't need these guys right away, but when you do go to join a guild, or if you want to start a guild or have questions like that, you can come and you can talk to the Guild Register, and that will answer most of your questions. If you are in a guild, you can talk to the guild banker and view the stuff in your guild bank. A very important thing, actually, is going to be the postal courier, or technically the mailbox. And this is where you can check your mail that you have. You can send mail, and you can also send guild mail if you're in a guild. So those mailboxes are scattered all around Protector's Enclave, but this is the closest one to the starting point. Now for the main guy you're going to be talking to the majority of the time, and that's going to be Sergeant Knox. Sergeant Knox pretty much has all your normal quests as you level up. Now I'm on my level 70 and I've done all the quests, so he pretty much only has 2 basic quests for me. But this is going to be the guy you talk to when you first get into Protectors, and pretty much every time you come back into Protector's Enclave, you're going to be talking to Sergeant Knox, and he's going to have quests for you for either the Protector's Enclave area or for the surrounding areas. Over here, we're going to come to the Supply Sergeant. He's actually a person you talk to in a very beginning quest from Sergeant Knox. Other than that, he's just an NPC that stands there. You also have the Harper Legion Merchant, which this is for a campaign or zone rewards. This is part of the Tyranny of Dragons campaign vendor, so you're not going to be worried about him too much at the moment. You're going to have the Harpers over here. Harper Ballard, a couple of other NPCs. These are all for the Tyranny of Dragons campaign, which unlocks at level 26, basically when you get into the Never Death Graveyard, so you don't really need to worry about them right off the bat. 2 vendors, or 2 NPCs that you might see. One you definitely will see will be the Rewards Claim Agent. Any packs that you have purchased, like the Heirloom Pack, the Scourge Warlock Booster Pack, anything like that, any promos, any of those items will be here at this rewards vendor. Also, all of your sigils that you have unlocked from other classes by getting 2 classes to 60 and running the Vault of the 9 quest will be available for pickup on any class, assuming you have the inventory space from the Rewards Claim Agent. Now this NPC right here, the Antique Scholar, this is actually a limited time NPC, and this is specifically for trading your Lost Mouth set. I don't know for certain if PlayStation has that NPC, and I don't know how long this NPC will be here on Xbox. So if that one's not there for you, that's why. Moving up, we have a couple more people we're going to visit. We have the Dragon Scale Merchant, which, if you have Dragon Scales, they only come out of a couple lock boxes. You can buy Dragon Eggs and a few odds and ends from the Dragon Scale Merchant. You can also complete the quest for the Dragonborn, which doesn't really reward you with anything. It just tells you about the Dragonborn race. And then if you come in here, you have basically the King or the Lord, which is Lord Neverwinter. And you can talk to him at 3 points in the game. Otherwise, he basically just says hi, or the guards will say you can't go up and talk to him. But there are a couple of quests that have you talk to him. So now that we covered all of the upper area of Protector's Enclave, let's go ahead and cover the lower area. Now, moving down, when you hit level 11, you are going to get a quest, or can get a quest from two places. Either from Sergeant Knox, or from this lady right here, this priestess. And that's going to be to learn how to do Invocation. That's a very, very important aspect of the game. It grants you XP, rough astral diamonds, refinement points, bonus XP, things like that. It's very, very useful and something you're going to want to do as soon as you reach level 11. So this is where that quest is located. Once you fulfill the quest, you can use the Invocation at any bonfire, or if you have a high enough VIP level, anywhere you want. Moving down, not much to see. You can go ahead and explore. There are a couple quests that take place, a couple beginning quests in Protector's Enclave. I'm not going to go through where each one of those is located because there's a quest marker for those. This center platform may look different to you, but this is the events platform. Anytime there is a limited time event going on, there will be a special event vendor here. So since this is part of the summer festival, there's the summer festival vendor right here. If there's no event going on, that'll be blank. Over here is the Trade of Blades. This is basically the PvP store, per se. And there's some training dummies inside. You have to go through a loading screen to actually get in there. Over here we have the Mount Merchant. And this merchant will sell you mounts that you can buy with gold. So basically some of the first mounts you can have, you know, and they do have 2 insignia slots, which is nice. That's the main one you want to pay attention to. This is the Zen Mount Merchant, which is simply another way to access the Zen market. Really not that necessary. And you can take a look at some of the different mounts. Like, you know, right now we have the Emperor Beetle and the Tensor's Floating Disc. There's the mount that I want right there, that Coastal Flail Snail. Moving down, we have a standard NPC merchant. This merchant will sell you health potions, injury kits, and that's pretty much it. You can get your skill kits here as well. You can also sell any items that you want. You can go ahead and sell them for copper, silver, gold to the Consumable merchant. Now this is part of the Coast market. And for the Elemental Evil campaign, you have the Druid right here in the center of Protector's Enclave by this elemental tree. Now, in the market, we're going to go ahead and go through. There's several different vendors, some of them not so much important. The biggest vendor right here is the Seals vendor. This guy is for basically when you reach level 70. This is where you can get your item level 130 Alliance gear. You can also spend your Protector Seals for your item level 135 Elven gear. And you can buy shards of several different enchantments, as well as you can buy the item level 130 gear for any class. So this guy is pretty important because you'll be seeing him and talking to him quite a bit once you reach level 70. Now there are some other merchants around here, weapon merchants. These guys will sell you basic weapons, whites and greens for gold. Most of them don't even cost gold. They cost like copper and silver. They're not that important, really. There's the armor merchant. And again, that'll be specific to your class. You have the jewelry merchant. all you're getting here is, you know, white and green items, though. Come around. You have another very important NPC right here. This is the salvage trader. Now, this guy, the reason why he's so important, you can talk to him, and you can ask him all these different questions. But this is the guy that if you don't have a salvage amble, you have to come over here in order to, when you reach level 70, you're going to get certain items that you can actually salvage, like that elven gear. And if I come over here, I have the option to salvage it, and I can go ahead and salvage the gear. That's only something that really applies to level 70, but you will get a quest before you reach level 70 that will actually tell you to come over here and learn about salvaging an item. So that's where you go. These other NPCs, these other vendors, aren't really important. You have the implement merchant, which is basically for like orbs and talismans. You have the potions and kits merchant, which is the same as the consumable merchant I showed you before. And then you have the battle potion merchant, which sells you all the varying degrees of potions that can be used in PvP. Another very important merchant is the professions vendor. This vendor you can buy all the starting white tools from, so for your professions, which is something that you'll get into later. You can also buy all of your white and green basic profession resources. So, you know, charcoal, rock salt, so on and so forth. That's needed for some of your profession tasks. And you have one more seals vendor right here. And this is the adventurer seals vendor. You can either view wares for your class or just general wares. Now, these are in varying level. Basically, from the first dungeon that you can get, say like, you know, 16 up to 32 in that category, up to 42 in this category, and up to 58. So as you do basic dungeons, you know, 3-man dungeons, as you're leveling up, if you want to buy some blue gear, you can actually get your blue gear here from this vendor. It's not the best gear in the game, but it's optional gear for you to use. Now that's all the coast market. A couple other important vendors. Once you're high enough level to actually do dungeons, you have this NPC right here that you can talk to, and you can buy standard dungeon chest keys and epic dungeon chest keys from him. He will also give you a quest every day for your daily dungeon chest key. You can only have one of those per day and one of those in your inventory at any given time, but that allows you to unlock the chest in a dungeon, whether it's normal or epic, for free once per day. You have the Wondrous Bazaar merchant. Now this merchant costs astral diamonds, but will sell you all kinds of interesting things, most of them used once you reach over, you know, level 70, or at least over level 60. And you can also buy dungeon chest keys, you can buy armor, and you can just buy some really weird odds and ends from her. One more merchant. Rix is an NPC used for a quest. And then you have the trade bar merchant. Now the trade bar merchant's pretty cool, because you can get enchantments, you can get potions, mounts, you can get all kinds of stuff from this trade bar merchant, including, you know, fashion items. The thing about trade bars are, you only get trade bars by opening lockboxes, and you have to buy the keys to open lockboxes, so keep that in mind. Now there's another postal courier right here that you can check your mail with, and this is technically the Tourmaline trade house or the auction house, and all it is another way for you to access the Tourmaline trade house, because you can actually go into your inventory, go down to store, and search Tourmaline trade house, so you don't even have to go to the vendor for that. Inside this building, this is the companion shop. There's a couple different companion NPCs inside there. One that'll sell you a couple basic starting companions for gold, and another one that gives you access to the Zen market. Again, you don't even need to go in there for access to the Zen market. And here is probably the most important thing that everybody asks me, is where in the world is the bank? Well, here is the bank. Walk up, talk to the banker, and you can access your shared bank account or your personal bank account. Every character has their own separate personal bank account. If you are in a guild, There's also a guild banker right here where you can see what's in your guild bank. Basically, you have 2 more stops, and then we'll be done with this area. There's a quest that takes you up here. Nothing really important other than that. If you have the garden access pass, you can come up here, which is kind of a nice secluded area. You have basically a bonfire that you can invoke on. You have a travel gate or travel portal, which is really cool. You can travel from anywhere, and you can just kind of chill up here if you want to. You have a trade bar merchant, you have a mail courier, and you have a salvage vendor, as well as the auctioneer and your basic general store. So you have all of the shops that I showed you down there in one location, but you have to have the garden pass to get up here. And you get that from the Protector's Jubilee event. Now the last place we're going to go to is the Moonstone Mask. And there's actually some neat lore behind the Moonstone Mask, but other than that, there's not much to do up here. You only come up here in the Protector's Jubilee and the Coins of Joaquin event. There's a scrying orb up here. There's a mailbox up here. And that's really about it. You can also go into the Moonstone Mask itself. You have to go through another loading screen, which is the only really annoying part about it. But it's basically kind of like a tavern, per se. And it would be a lot cooler if there was more like events or things that actually took you to the Moonstone Mask. But there's pretty much really no reason to go to the Moonstone Mask. There's some people that'll chill in here and have like guild events and things like that. There's usually people that will be dancing on stage with the NPCs. I don't know why, but they're there. And then you have the Joaquin's coin merchant that you can buy your different things with if you have, you know, the Joaquin coins event. So that is your map to Protector's Enclave. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, make sure you leave a comment. I'll be doing a couple more starting out videos just because of the fact that people are new to the game with the release of it on PS4. Hopefully that helps everybody out that's new, whether you're, you know, on PlayStation or Xbox. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it does not matter due to the fact that the mods are exactly the same. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know. Smash that comment button, smash the like button, and make sure you subscribe for more content. I'll talk to you next time.
Interested in parting with any of your trade bars? Oh, if so, I have many fine goods for sale.